Welcome to the North Star Ski and Ride School's First Steps zone for skiing. While you are indoors and having fun playing around on your skis, we wanted to show you some of the things you may be working on when we go outside. Please make sure you are wearing your helmet at all times so you can stay safe. We can't wait to see you skiing on the hill soon.
One of the first things you're going to want to master while you're learning how to ski is making a wedge. Basically, that means making a triangle shape with your skis. As we do that, we just want to let our legs open up as we turn our toes in, again to form a triangle shape. The bigger my triangle, the slower I'm going to go. So it's going to be important to practice kind of a smallish triangle as well as a biggish triangle. One way I like to do it again is just to jump up, legs open up, toes turn in. Do that from the side. Again, my same basic stance, but in a triangle. If I put my skis on, I'm going to let my legs open up, my knees relax out to the side, and the toes turn in, making a triangle shape with my skis. And again, if I just make a little bit of a triangle, I'll just control my skis and glide down the slope. If I open a little bit bigger into a bigger triangle, I'll actually stop myself, a breaking wedge it's called. Once you feel comfortable moving around on the flats in your basic stance and making a wedge, now it's time to up the ante a little bit and figure out how to climb up the hill and come down with a little bit more of a slope. So let's figure out how to do that together. One way to climb up the hill is to do what's called sidestepping. In order to sidestep, I've got to keep my skis parallel and take small steps, making sure they always stay sideways to the hill. Keeping that bottom ski tipped up on its side instead of on the bottom is going to help me dig the edge of the ski in so I can push off of it and take nice small steps to get up the hill. So as I'm sidestepping up the hill, you can see the skinny little lines that my skis leave in the snow. That tells me that my ski's on its side and not flat on the bottom part. That'll get me up the hill every single time. Another way to walk up the hill, which is my favorite, is what's called herringboning. And with a herringbone, I basically put my skis in a reverse triangle or reverse wedge position. Fronts of my skis are splayed way open and my legs are nice and wide open. I let my knees just kind of relax. Let my knees relax towards the inside so I can kind of use the edges of my skis a little bit to help me push up the hill. In order to do that, I've got to face up the hill. Again, as I herringbone, or duck walk some people call it, you can see the skinny little lines from the edges of my skis as they sort of dig into the snow. So I feel like this slope is pretty good. It's just a little bit steeper than where I was gliding down practicing my first wedges. This is just a little bit steeper. But first of all, I got to get myself turned around so that I'm in balance before I even start. In order to do that, teeny little steps. Take your time. Take 1,000 steps versus taking only a few steps and risk tripping yourself up. Little teeny steps. Once you get yourself about across the hill, go ahead and put yourself in a triangle as you continue to step your skis around. That way, before you even start to slide, you're in balance, you're in a triangle. Give yourself a little push. Again, that basic stance. Opening up your skis into a triangle as you slide. When it's time to stop, go ahead and increase the size of your triangle just a little bit. We know how to move around on the flats, climb up the hill, make a wedge going straight. Our next task is to figure out how to change direction. So we're going to get ourselves pointed down the hill. Little bit of a triangle, not so big necessarily. And I'm just going to steer my skis over to one side, keeping it a triangle the entire time. All right, so here's what it looks like to make a turn to the left. Bit of a triangle, twist those legs to steer those skis, little teeny bit more weight on this right ski. Boom. Now is when it really starts to become fun. We're going to try to link together some wedge turns. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to let my skis, I'm going to steer them over to one side and then kind of take a second and be in almost a neutral stance, gliding straight for a little bit before I start to twist and steer my skis back to the other side. Again, what's important is not being in a hurry, not trying to make really sharp turns, and staying in the triangle. Look something like this. Again, making sure I'm in a triangle, great basic stance, steer my skis by twisting my legs, Neutral spot again, making sure I'm in a triangle. Twist my legs, steer my triangle over to the side. Teeny bit more weight on this left ski. Back into a neutral position again. Start to twist my legs in the opposite direction. A little bit more weight on this right ski. Keep my basic stance with my shins tilted forwards. And each time I want to make a turn, I'm patient. Twist both legs to steer my wedge, steer that triangle. Feel those skis just gliding over the snow. If you need to slow down a little bit, just scoop that turn a little bit more up the hill. Linking wedge turns, that's skiing, and that's fun. With those skills you have right now of being able to control your speed by making wedge turns, you're going to be able to ski on any green run, any place in the world, any mountain. Take note, as I was making those turns, I was letting my skis come across the hill to control my speed and not making a big triangle.